Welcome. It is I, Liv, and today, in honor of this wonderful speed paint that I am showing you right now, I'm going to be talking about shipping. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about fanfiction, and even more specifically, I'm going to be talking about a meanie fanfiction that I read that made me die. So, here it is. Here we go. Let's get into this. So the fanfic is called A Ways Away, and I don't know the author off the top of my head. I'll put it up on the screen right now. This is the author. Link will be in the description to go read it. I 100% recommend this story to anyone with that just likes to read. Specifically, this story reminds me a lot of my favorite book ever, which is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. And I'll explain why I feel like it reminds me of this when we get into like the plot of the story. So the whole story is basically just about like these beings, these humans that are able to jump. They're called jumpers. They're able to jump from one place in the world to the other. And there's like some catches though. Like there's like very like specific rules that have to be followed for these jumper people. One rule is they can only travel to this place once a day, which is like for 12 hours. They go to this random place in the world, a random city. Um, when they leave, they just poof. They're just gone. There's like no like portal and stuff. They just literally disappear in thin air. So their whole thing is like they have to be home because when they come back after 12 hours, they go to the same spot that they left. So if they're in like the middle of a park and they disappear, they're going to come back 12 hours later and reappear in that same park. So their whole thing is like just poof from your room or whatever. So it's like safer. I don't know. Another rule is that the universe decides when this person can stop jumping. So if the universe feels that this person can stop and like live in where they were born for the rest of their life, then that's great and they'll just stop jumping. Another rule that sort of goes with it is that you can never move from your hometown because you're constantly jumping from that hometown to another place. So those are like some of the basic rules I remember from it. But now to somewhat of the plot of the story, but I'm not going to spoil because I want every single one of you that is watching this right now to go read it. Once again, the story is going to be in the description. I'm going to link it. I'm going to credit the author. I'm going to praise the author in the description. So I really would love it if you guys go there, send them some love, and just enjoy it, because it's just honestly, even if you don't like 17, and even if you don't like Wanu and Mingyu or Meanie or anyone else in 17, even if you don't like freaking K-pop, okay, just read it. Honestly, it's one of the best, well written, well planned out fanfics stories, I should even say, that I have read in a long time. Okay, so now on to what this story is about. So it starts off, you meet Mingyu, and he's like a cat guy. He does not like people, he doesn't like relationships. He only has two friends, which is Sungchal and Sukmin. And, he's just somewhat of a loner. He doesn't like people. He doesn't want to, like, he gets grossed out by relationships. He is very aromantic. To use Tumblr terms, he is aromantic. That's how I sort of, like, labeled him myself, because he does not like people. He doesn't like relationships. But he loves cats. He loves cats, and he has a shit ton of stray cats that he, like, befriends and names. And so one night he's like by an alley and he runs into, well, we don't know at the time, but he runs into Wanu, and Wanu's basically just like, take off your clothes, change clothes with me, because there are people that are chasing me and I need to hide. So Mingyu, not even thinking, honestly. He just did not think at all. He changes his clothes. He takes off, I think it's scarf or whatever, and his jacket, and he switches it with Wonu. Wonu runs away. And then these two reporters, which you will find out later, are Sunyoung and Jihoon. They're chasing after Wonu. Now, turns out, the two boys, they left their phones in their pockets because why wouldn't they? So, Mingyu gets a call from his phone via to Wanu's phone from his phone, and he sees that the thing is from London. So he's like, why are you calling me from London? This is like weird. So Wanu's like, oh, my grandmother has like a phone company from London or something. It's so weird. It just doesn't never change. So Mingyu believes that because what else would he believe? Like he doesn't get it. He don't know. So they plan to meet up in this restaurant, which honestly, what's really, really cute about this story, just to like get off track, every place, every like location in the story is based off of a 17 song. So the place that they go to, this restaurant, it's called Manse, and like every time you walk in, they're like Manse, and they like cheer, and I just thought that was so adorable. Then like there's like it's like an alternate universe, so like there is a group called 17, and it's just like it's so fun. Like I like stuff like that, you know, like it's just like, oh, it still exists, but they're in like an alternate universe, like that kind of stuff, and I love that. So anyway, so he goes, they meet up, and now Mingu's like, tell me more about you because you are a mysterious guy, and that sort of scares me. But Wanu won't say anything. He is closed off. This boy will not open his mouth for nothing and whatever. So then he basically just explains that like there are people that are like really interested in him and they want to like expose him for some weird reason. And Mingu's like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. I respect that. So now, story goes on. Now you meet other people. So you meet after that, you meet. Oh my god, who do you meet? So basically, what it is Wanu has a secret. Alright, if you didn't catch it, he's one of the jumpers. On top of that, Dino, Joshua, and Minkow are all jumpers. But they're all jumpers from different places. So. And sometimes, like, they'll meet up and they're, like, in a group chat and they'll be like, yo, where did you guys jump to? And then, like, they'll say, or if they're in the same, like, city, they'll meet up and hang out for 12 hours. Like, it's just nice. But the thing is, what's really cool is that it's based on, like, time zones, which I thought was really interesting because, like, in my head, I was like, oh, so they would all be jumping at the same time. How would they meet up? But apparently, in the story, the author made it so that it's 6 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock a.m., no matter where you are. So, in LA, you know, it'll be 6 o'clock p.m., but in Korea, it'll be like 3 a.m., so you have like a few hours for them to meet up, which I thought was really nice, and like that was like a nice way that the author like made it so that they were still all able to like hang out and stuff. Then you have Minkow and Jun are like friends, and then you have Wonu and Junghan are friends, and Junghan goes to LA, so he decides to room with Joshua and Vernon, and everyone just mixes up together, and Sunyoung and Jihoon are like these reporters that are trying to expose Wanu's secret because they want a big story, like, and Jihoon is such an asshole in the story, and it made me upset because he's so lovable and amazing in real life, but in the story he was such a dick. He's like, he didn't even care about anything, and everyone's story starts to interlock. So like Jun, no wait, I don't want to say that. So so Junghan meets up with Joshua, and then they become like a thing, and then Sukmin and Soonyoung become a low-key like thing. They become like friends and stuff, and that sort of makes Soonyoung be like, no, but I don't want to like betray Sukmin because he's awesome, but he's also friends with Mingu, who's friends with Wonu, and I need that story. It's honestly one of the best stories, and why I say it reminds me of Neverwhere is if anyone has ever read Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, it's basically about this girl that's able to open portals, and so they go to like all these mythical like places, and it's the storyline and how the story is written out is that everyone's story interlocks. So you have the witches that are trying to get Door, and this is in the story Neverwhere. Then you have Door trying to figure out what happened to her father, and then so everyone's story locks up together, and that's how this is. Everyone's story and everyone sort of interlocks somehow together, and that is just like really cool to me. I love stories that do that, and this is just honestly, oh my god, it's so good. And then just like the thrill of, you know, these people, they are constantly trying to hide their secret, but there's people that are out there trying to like expose them. Then you have Wonu thinking that like maybe Mingyu will be the person that keeps him in Korea, and Mingyu's like, but I don't like relationships, and it's so good. It's so good. I I read this and I remember just like I did not stop reading this story. I just kept going, and like it's not okay. This is what's terrible about it, and like it makes me very upset. But this story is not finished. The author has not updated. So that is one of the negatives, I would say. Um but it's just so good. It really really is. And I highly recommend anyone to read it. Honest to God, I believe this is one of the best fan fictions. It's definitely in my top 5. It is in my top 5. And this is going on like with every single one of the fandoms I've ever been in, this is top 5. So, yeah, you know, hopefully this person will update, and hopefully there'll be more stories from this person, that because I just love their writing style just so much. It's a very great writing style. So, I think that's it. I would talk a little more, but I've been talking for 13 minutes, and I think that's enough for anyone's attention span to just like not bother. So, I hope you all have a lovely day. Enjoy what I am drawing right now, which actually is meanie, the ship meanie. And yeah, so hopefully I could do more of these. I just finished classes, so hopefully I could do more speed paints, and hopefully I could do more talkovers. And if you have anything that you want me to talk about, whether it be fandom stuff, whether it be life stuff, whether it be another Q&A, just let me know in the comments below. Again, I'm going to link the story that I talked about in the description. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a lovely day. And okay, bye.